Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are the students from ASEP2020-University and Shuda University. Today, we will be presenting about cyberbullying against Asians during COVID-19. Do you know that bullying and racism against Asians are on the rise due to the fear of COVID-19 pandemic? What are the reasons and effects of cyberbullying? How can we confront this problem? Recently, there are numerous news reports of Asians facing discrimination verbally and physically. What is cyberbullying? According to the Cambridge Dictionary, cyberbullying means using the internet to harm or bully another person, especially by sending them unpleasant messages.
Due to the spread of COVID-19, people start to work and study at home to have more social distancing, and social media platforms provide opportunities for cyberbullying, since the internet is a medium on which anonymity is guaranteed. Therefore, this pandemic has contributed to the growth of cyberbullying, and we will reveal more about cyberbullying against Asians.
Cyberbullying has been on the rise globally since COVID-19. Due to the national blockades in many countries, people use the internet more frequently during this period, which leads to more serious cyberbullying. So let's take a look at this chart. It is the number of deleted hate comment posts on Facebook. The statistic report is from January to March of 2020. This is the most prevalent time of COVID-19, and the number of hate comment posts has reached 9.6 million. It was 2.3 times in the same period last year. Therefore, from this chart, you can find that cyberbullying's frequency increased abruptly, and it has also proved that COVID-19 caused panic among the people and even made cyberbullying become worse.
Moving on to the next chart, it was revealed that there has been a 900% increase in hate speech on Twitter towards Asians. It was mainly about accusing Asians of carrying the coronavirus and blaming people of Asian origin as a collective for spreading the virus. Trending tweets about COVID-19 have recently contained more discriminated messages towards Asians. For example, hashtags that connect social media contents to a specific topic, event, theme, or conversation have been used through communist virus, Wuhan virus, and Chinese virus. I want to point out that even though the racial group Chinese is at the center of the issue, the discrimination is towards Asians around the world, as Westerners tend to generalize Asians as Chinese, since it is hard to distinguish who to call out as Chinese for them. Therefore, these findings suggest how Asians are being the subject of discrimination on the internet during this COVID-19 era.
It is easy to state that stigmatization of Asians by mask wearing and the lag in Westerners who adopting this practice are responsible for the struggles to contain the COVID-19. Unnatural companies hidden the reality of cyberbullying has announced that hate speech to Asians, including Chinese, has increased significantly. Such attack cases are occurring in Europe not only for Chinese but for all Asians. One reason is because that it is believed that the source of virus is from China, which worsened the problem of racial discrimination in the United States. Also, the cultural differences between Western and Eastern countries has always been prejudiced.
For example, for Asians, masks are not only used when people are sick, but also can use hide their face when they are not wearing makeup. In many Asian countries, those who don't wear masks during public health crises are the ones who are stigmatized, but the core idea is already different between Europe, the United States, and Asia. These factors illustrate a number of the challenges: the failure to take the threat of pandemic seriously and prepare accordingly, the lack of social solidarity during public health emergencies towards Europe and the United States, and the absence of comprehensive government has worsened as the virus moves westward.
In fact, past outbreak has often gone with ugly projected, with various ethnic or racial group blamed for the disease. Now, some people blame Asian because they think we spread the virus. It is true that people are more vulnerable to cyberbullying attacks than invisible virus. However, the actual problem with identifying a racial group as the exclusive carriers of disease is that people don't understand the virus. The virus doesn't care where you come from.
Through the above analysis, we know that discrimination and bullying come from people's fear of virus and lack of understanding of different cultures. Therefore, in this age of advanced information, we should communicate knowledge about virus and Asian culture to everyone faster and more widely through the internet. Tell the world it is the virus we should fight, not the agents. A good example is the mayor of Florence, Italy, initiated Hacker Chinese on Twitter on February 1st, opposing anger toward China amid the COVID-19 outbreak and calling for unity in this common battle. And then, many Italian netizens responded by posting photos of themselves with Chinese. Although the virus brought us upside, we hope that we can use the power of the media to end this war, this virus peacefully.
In summary, a delay to the response of the virus and discrimination of Asians who wore masks early in the pandemic led to cyberbullying. To overcome cyberbullying, we should communicate knowledge about viruses and Asian culture through the internet to end this war with the virus peacefully. Cyberbullying is something to be reckoned with, and it does not just happen to Asians but to all people. As university students, we would like to provide 2 practical methods that can stop cyberbullying. First, we can set out an online class or lecture about the boundaries between freedom of speech and hate speech, and it can be recorded like TED or streamed for Q&A from students around the world. This can teach us that we need to fight the virus, not against others.
Second, we can set out a campus security team and ask them to supervise and report unethical bullying. This can prevent malicious speech in time and provides a safe online environment. Due to the pandemic, we should be more aware of our world, spreading more love than fear, and be more accepting than excluding. Together, we can get to the stone and beat all odds. This is our references. Thank you for listening.
Could you give us more examples
You have any like bullying cases in your country in Japan?
Oh, I will answer the question from. Oh, everyone's name is same. Okay, so have you ever faced problems? No, no.
Okay.
Have you ever been bullied in this
Okay.
kind of situation?
Okay.
So, like, can I answer it right now?
Yeah. I'm not sure. Right now or?
Like, do we answer it in here? Ah, okay. So, when I studied abroad in Canada, like, and when I was in ski club, one of my Canadian friend asked me where I am from, and then she said, and I answered like I'm from Japan, and after I answered that I'm from Japan, her face changed in a good way because she thought that I am from China, and the like she had kind of stereotype about Chinese in a bad way, and after she heard that I'm from Japan, and her face changed, then I thought like this is kind of discrimination against Asians, like Asian in between Japan and China. So it's not about like direct bullying, but I had some discriminatory like situation there. Thank you.
So for the other questions, why you want to choose this situation as example? Because actually, the cyberbullying um, is a is keep like is keep happening in like all around the world. But because of this pandemic, the cases of cyberbullying against Asian has been increased. According to our video, there's 2.3 times more than before. And like as a college student, we hope that we bring up this topic and we could let everyone to be more aware about this
Morning, ladies and gentlemen. We are from Ritsumeikan University, Kansai University, and Naisho University. Our topic is online education in Japan and Taiwan under COVID-19 and some improvements. This is our table of content, including the background, case study, some improvements, and also conclusion. This is moving to the background is regarding to the transition to the online education in Japan and Taiwan. So I'm gonna detail about the Taiwan transition to online education during the COVID-19. First, note there's no compulsory regulation for online classes, so students to enter to the campus for face-to-face classes. About the application to the online education is a flexible system that depends on the school regulations. Some of the school apply only when the number of students in one class reaches a certain amount. And also like for foreign students who got stuck back to their hometown. And on the other hand, regarding to the use of Zoom, Taiwan's Ministry of Education letter to school to prohibit its use.
Moving on to Japan transition to online education. Before pandemic, the situation was almost same with Taiwan, but transition is a bit different. School was closed because of pandemic and there were need to home study. Ministry of Education has notified that academic work done under certain condition at home can be accepted and reflected in academic results. In university, any classes are held online. Some high schools have online homeroom classes, but it depends on its schools. So there are gaps between private and public due to funding. Here we will present a survey that is conducted by our university as well as to others. The results had shown students' opinion on current online education system.
We received 108 feedbacks from university students from mostly Taiwan and Japan. More than 40% of the students had not experienced online class before pandemic, which means the online education system is not yet mature. Speaking of the satisfaction, while 62% students with current satisfied with current situation, 32% unsatisfied, and 6% without comment.
Those who are unsatisfied have mentioned a way of better held classes, and the connection between students and professor could be improved more. For example, when students have questions while taking online classes, students could not be able to get a reply from lecturer immediately. Almost 50% of the students are not really satisfied with the class format. Some mention it is useless to only read course material by student side. Those students are not really satisfied with the interaction between students and lecturers. Thus, this has emphasized the importance of online learning.
So moving on to the cons of current online education, both in Japan and Taiwan. First, it is the lack of interaction between students, which results in a sense of isolation. Next, missing freshman support systems. Since every class is conducted online, students are unable to keep up with the university vibe. Thirdly, it is the lack of motivation, which will reduce student study quality. And lastly, limited personal computer capability. Students Students living in the rural areas have difficulties with the internet connection. So from the research, we have found that there are some issues with the online education, and we have came up with 3 ideas with solution that are students organized study sessions, school-based or technology donation, and also support and complete trainings to teachers.
Firstly, student organized study session. Due to COVID-19 pandemic, many freshmen can't go to school and we don't have club activities. Therefore, one of the problems of freshmen is that they have no friends and no one to rely on at university. Classes are held online, but some students don't know how to utilize application or website provided from university. Also, it is difficult to communicate with lecturers. So even if they have things they don't understand in class or assignment, it would be a problem for students who had no one to ask for help. Therefore, we hope to organize a study session for those who have difficulties. For example, students in the College of Information Science and Engineering will help students who are not familiar with using computer, while students in the College of International Relations will help students who are facing difficulties with English classes.
One example of student-led organizations within Ditsumekan is an organization called Orita. Orita is a student-led organization that helps freshmen with their academics, that helps plan events, and then helps the freshmen get integrated into the school better. Even with the pandemic going on, organizations like Orita are still paramount to help keep the freshmen integrated into the system and help freshmen keep organized and have support academically.
Secondly, school-based old technology donation. Since most of the university students would need a personal computer, there might be someone who haven't had enough money to buy a new laptop. University could collect second-hand electronic products, which include tablet and laptop, and send it to those students who was in need. For those who had donated the second-hand electronic product, school could also give a certificate to thank their generosity. By doing so, people who is lack of fund could have their laptop and also could maximize the use of technology products.
So lastly, on-demand tech support for teachers. Regarding my personal experience, I remember in one of my classes, there is a professor who is not familiar with the use of Zoom, so he spent nearly 1/3 of the time in the class setting up his equipment. This had a serious impact on the delay in the original time of the course. So what can be done is that regarding the online teaching platform used by its school, the school could set up a course to give each teacher a complete training and understanding on the procedure of how to use the program. Or to increase the number of teaching assistants in each class, the school could recruit some volunteers who are good at using technology or belong to the school's technology department to assist and solve any problems that encountered during the online class.
In conclusion, a word weapon tends to be regarded as a negative term. The knowledge as an invisible weapon is positive. As Nelson Mandela said that education is the most powerful weapon which people can use to change the world. So this really shows the importance of education. People should not ignore and should pay more attention to the education of our next generation. Here is our references. And we hope everyone survives and enjoys the rest of the online courses. Stay healthy and stay happy. That was the end of our presentation. Thank you for listening.
Hi, good morning. I am Joey, and I'm going to answer the question. The first question is that from anonymous person. That's what kind of, oh, sorry. What do you think about the what do you think about like the most important part in this subject? I'm gonna answer that. For us, I think it's the improvement. That's because we want to like emphasize the online education, and also like want to make the online education better. So we want to like emphasize that part, because everything that we did earlier in the presentation is leading to the improvement to see the solution. Then we want to dig deeper to like the current situation, and then we're gonna have like, and then we can come up with the appropriate solution. Through this enhancement, we think that we hope we can stimulate students and raise their awareness in about online studying. So that is our group answer. Thank you.
Okay, can you hear me clearly? So for the next question we're gonna answer is, what do you think of online education? From our group's perspective, we think that online education in nowadays, because since the pandemic is still going on, online education learning is have been a really important part in our school lives in nowadays. So in our presentation, we came up with several ideas to solve this problem, like having online learning and like we've present in our presentation, so we came up some solutions as you could see above. So we think that the online education is really important in nowadays. Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We are from Kansai University and Fuyin University. Nowadays, social media has become a convenient tool, and people spend most of their time on it. We also get enormous amount of information from a variety of social media. But how can we know whether that is true or not? Therefore, the undercurrent of social media is a topic worth investigating. So let's think about it. Is it believing? According to the website Data Reporter, 59% of the world population use social media, while it is 92% in Japan and 86% in Taiwan. So let's learn more about YouTube from Ruth.
Thank you, Joey. Among the variety of social media, YouTube is one of the most popular because people can get a lot of digital entertainment from it. Instagram is also among top 5. YouTube is also popular in Japan with 62 million active users every month. Obviously, social media can be excellent and active channel for traders to do businesses. In recent years, businesses put advertisements on the internet or through celebrities to promote their product. People tend to believe what they heard from YouTubers and Instagrammers or what they saw in the video. But is online shopping on YouTube and Instagram actually safe? We will give you some examples to prove our doubt.
Let's start with an example of fake promotion by a Japanese YouTuber, Kenjin. She's a very popular YouTuber in Japan with over 1.5 million subscribers. She once promoted bathtub bra, claiming that her bath size had increased by using the bra. However, it turned out that she actually had a breast enlargement surgery. Then she apologized for the fake promotion and refunded consumers' payment.
Here is another example in Japan. About 3 years ago, an Instagrammer shared the way of losing weight, and she said she lost 10 kilograms by drinking green juice. But actually, she was originally a skinny person. She just put the reverse before and after photos to scam her followers. And also, she was actually an employee of the green juice company and secretly advertised the product with fake results. In the end, she apologized and closed her Instagram account.
The third example is about a Taiwanese YouTuber, Japan, with almost 2 million subscribers. He was hired to advertise air fryer A. He used both air fryer A and B to bake toast. Of course, air fryer A turns out wonderfully, while air fryer B became a disaster. After the video was uploaded, manufacturer of air fryer B and netizen found that he used air fryer B improperly, and he did it on purpose. He urgently removed the video and posted an apology to admit his misuse. In order to learn more about people's experience of online shopping, we conducted a survey and received 250 responses. So Nini, what did we find?
From this chart, we can see YouTube and Instagram are mainstream social media. Because with the young generation, people like to watch video instead of reading words. This is a result of men and women who both product advertise on Instagram and YouTube. The number with women and men are 98 and 28 respectively. As for what people value while shopping online, reviews from celebrity and people with prior experience of the product accounting for 52%. Brand reputation and popularity are also reasons that affect consumers' willingness to buy. Next, Kong, Iroha, and Nazuki are going to give us more analysis and discussion.
Thank you, Nini and Chrissy. The first step of online shopping is to check the market price. Whether it's online product or not, there are price differences between websites. So you can use kakak.com, which is the app to compare the prices. As you can see, there is a great difference of 1472 yen. Like this example, before you decide to shop online, you should check the market price.
And the second step is to check reviews, to check evaluations and comments carefully. More importantly, you should always doubt the comments content because some of them are just lying or they are fake customers hired by companies called sakura in Japanese. To check the credibility of the comments, you can use the app, Sakura Checker. And then the last step is to rethink whether you really need to buy the product. Sometimes you are attracted by the product because of fake feelings. For example, if you have a lot in common with influencers, you might empathize with them, give their recommendations, and they're willing to buy the product. And if it says it's a limited price or sale, you might feel like you must buy it. And additionally, if most people around you have the same product, you would like to buy it. This is called bandwagon effect. These effects lead to a fake willingness to purchase the product.
As a solution to online fraud, we made a roadmap of online shopping. There are 3 steps while shopping online. If you want to buy something online, go through the process of checking the price, the review, the necessity. Finally, you can buy it.
All in all, the spread of online shopping seems beneficial because it is easy and convenient. In fact, young people tend to believe that they can get closer to their favorite YouTubers or Instagrammers by purchasing promoted product. However, our research shows that some consumers are disadvantaged by fake information and still haven't noticed it. Through this presentation, we want to help people to become smarter online shoppers. Online fraud is a kind of invisible weapon that people tend to neglect. If you don't have necessary knowledge and information, you will never notice it. Therefore, we need to gain essential knowledge and information to have keen eyes to confront invisible weapon. This is all our presentation. Thank you for listening.
When I was 12, I'm going to answer the question with online shopping and cheated. When I was 12, I get my red envelope and I wanna buy a new cell phone. So I buy iPhone online. The appearance is just like iPhone, but the system is Android.
So that is our cheated experience on online shopping.
Yeah.
Okay. Hello. So I answer the question. What do you think is the most important part in the subject? Our thought is the most important part of this subject is the solution part, and many people are cheated in online fraud, and many people are sometimes they are satisfied with the product. However, their secretly cheated by the Instagrammers or YouTubers. So you should always doubt the comments content and the product always when you buy online. It's kind of invisible weapon. I answer the question with, do you think that social media platforms should filter what products get posted? And I think they should, because there are so many products posted online, and if the platform don't filter the products, it's kind of no legal platform. So they should
Good day, everybody. Today, our group composed from students from Ritsumeikan University and National Students University will present the following topic on fact-checking on social media and who should be responsible for this. Based on our research, our table of contents is as such, and we're going to start with why social media. Well, social media is becoming increasingly popular as a news source as it offers the chances for different sources coming from different outlets and people. But this also means that it's also open to fake news. Thus, some social media platforms have actually taken action to counter any incoming fake news through the process of fact-checking. But there's not really any definitive timestamp when it comes to this trend, as there's always been scrutiny when it comes to new information coming out. But then some people may recall Donald Trump's recent fake news comments during his professional career, as well as US 2020 elections, where Twitter and Instagram started taking actual countermeasures to stop any fake news in regards to the elections themselves.
According to what we said, we know fake news are happening issues that we should pay attention. So we try to find out why fake news spreads faster on social media than before. First, how popular the social media is now is a key point. Then we realize that everyone can send and receive information without delay. So how correct any message and news on the social media are very important. After that, we can tell the existence of influencers may not be ignored. However, should we trust influencers? First, I want to define what is influencers. Influencer has the power to affect the decisions of others. Actually, all of them play an important role in our lives. And besides our life, there are four main groups, which are politician, relative, celebrity, and joker. So in our opinion, as soon as we get any information, instead of believing it immediately, we should be skeptic and think it carefully.
The graph shows how influencer market is big in Japan. It indicates that influencers promote products or statements, and so their comment can be biased. Thus, we should not trust them easily, and they can be the cause of spreading fake news. If our hypothesis is right, how to regulate fact-checking process? We assume that the government has power to eradicate spreading fake news.
First, let's take a look at the advantages. It can have compulsory force to correct the wrong news. Second, it can also initiatively impose a fine to those who intend to spread fake news and cause disinformation. For example, Taiwan have a law to prohibit others to spread fake news of disease. And the third advantage is to give financial support for media literacy. If the government put the money for education about fake news, it could give students opportunity for getting knowledgeable of fake news. As for the disadvantages, the neutrality of defining political fake news can be challenged. When the government take over the fact-checking process, they might show favoritism toward checking information. Also, it could restrict or even control the freedom of speech. For instance, Malaysian government had passed the Anti-Fake News Act 2018. However, it was criticized in terms of freedom of speech, and Malaysia Parliament scraps the law in 2019.
This is our opinion. Number one, most important part of fact check is to consider freedom of speech. Freedom of speech is a human right. Everyone is able to express ideas without restriction by government. Number two, to get information from different sources. If the government take over fact-checking or fact-checker, the information we receive is favored by government. This situation concerns the people. Number three, to embrace different voices. As the government allows diversity, people can learn to embrace each other's thought and make the society more creative. If our hypothesis is right, then here's a question: how to regulate the situation made by government? We assume the fact-checker have power to eradicate spreading fake news because it is an institution of fact-checking.
Now, I'm going to introduce Taiwan Fact Check Center, TFC. TFC follows the core of the principle from the International Fact-Checking Network. During the fact-checking process in TFC, all inspection items are determined after discussion, and they submit the draft to the review editor to confirm the correctness. The report must be reviewed by at least 3 inspectors before being published. But we think that the fact-checking process of TFC is not that transparent, because the drafts are reviewed by humans. It's not completely objective. So, though these fact-checking organizations can help, they still have a room for improvement to be more transparent. What we can do is make use of the power of public opinion. And when we use fact-checking organizations, calming down and thinking fast can help.
How to regulate the situation made by fact-checker? We assume that social media platform has power to eradicate spreading fake news. Next, how can social media do better on fact-checking? Firstly, it is obvious that the number of users in each country is different from each other. Thus, to do better on fact-checking, each social media platform should acknowledge the context in each country, like trend or user's age, and cooperate with local fact-checking organizations.
According to previous slide, let's take a look at LINE's practice in Taiwan. At Taiwan side, LINE official cooperate with 4 independent third-party fact-checking organizations, launching the service of LINE Fact Checker. This service provides users the opportunity to use the chatbot function to directly identify the authenticity of information by adding their official account at LINE Fact Checker. The advantage of this practice is to cooperate with 4 fact-checking organizations. Therefore, it could offer adequate amount of information, while the disadvantage is that it requires users to take the initiative to repost the link to fact-checking chat room. Unfortunately, as far as identifying the fake news is concerned, it will be not only too passive, but also not in time.
Thus, in order to solve the problem we just mentioned about a fact checker, how to make the official account more initiative, let me talk about our solution. By the way, the left is a schematic diagram drawn by ourselves to illustrate how it works. Our idea is to let the official account join the live group. So when someone in the group sends a link or information, the chatbot will identify the message, review the contents, and rate its accuracy, enable misinformation, and inform users about it immediately. We think this can help users verify fake news more efficiently. However, the method may make users feel monitored by the chatbot, and it will involve privacy concerns. So it also requires live officials to pay attention.
Thus, based on what we have discussed above, there's still a lot of challenges for fact-checking on social media. For instance, social media platform cannot self-regulation without the force of law, and it may be another challenge. So, who should be responsible for this? We conclude that to regulate the trend, it requires the stakeholders, include the government, fact-checkers, users, and the platform itself to collectively brainstorm for appropriate countermeasures. Thanks for listening.
I'm going to answer why live chatbot passive for using.
Because we need to repost the link to the chat room of the fact-checking chat bot. And this cannot distinguish fake news at the first time. So the group that have a sense of fake news do not directly believe in suspicious sources. So this method is less convincible for the group who need assistance in identifying fake news.
And I'll answer the next question. I'll be answering the first one. Can you give some examples of fake news? Thank you for the question. So the biggest, easiest examples that I can give is the current coronavirus pandemic. As with the beginning, as everything was starting, a lot of information that was coming out was never actually factually correct until any potential research that was done. So anything from the risks to medication to any information that could be related to the virus was never factually true, and a lot of people were abusing that to spread any fake news in regards to how to deal with it, basically. And I can answer one more, which is more related. A few of them basically asking the same thing: how to counter, how to be able to check actually information whether or not it's fake. That would basically be one suggestion, as we were saying, always be calm when rushing into conclusions. So make sure that whatever you're reading is not something that you're biased on, as well as have the opportunity to actually double check from different sources, since it's always good to have multiple sources, whether or not something is actually factually true or not. Do you any other questions you guys want to answer?
I'm not sure. 我们还有多久？
觉得
30 seconds. So, thank you for listening.
Hello everyone, today our title is How can we vanquish the hidden devil at corners of cyber society?
There are 4 members from each university in Taiwan, Kyoto Sangyo University and Kansai University in Japan.
And this is our agenda. And let's take a look at our video.
Hey, can you turn on the video, Hikaru?
Okay. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Sorry, why don't we stop this meeting?
I see.
I see.
I'm
Okay.
sorry.
I apologize to stop meeting suddenly. No problem. Let's talk someday again. It's okay.
They were chatting like they are good friends, but this is the beginning of the bullying.
Shiori posted the recording of video on SNS. Some mean comments are arrived for the post.
Hey Jenny, have you read this news already?
Not yet. What happened?
Because of cyberbullying, these 3 girls attacked this girl's appearance is not well looking, so she committed suicide herself.
Really? Are you serious?
Yes.
Hey, how come? It happened in Japan, a advanced country.
Yes, it's hard to believe.
Hi.
So you already seen this news?
Yes, it's a big news.
Do you know the girl already committed suicide?
Really? Oh my gosh.
Social media is really powerful. Yeah, that's so sad.
What is cyberbullying? Cyberbullying is bullying with the use of digital technologies. It can take place on social media and messaging platforms. Cyberbullying happens repeatedly. The attackers want to threaten or embarrass those who are targeted. Examples include spreading lies about or posting embarrassing photos of the target person on social media, sending harmful or threatening messages via messaging platforms, impersonating someone and sending mean messages to others on their behalf. Face-to-face bullying and cyberbullying can often happen alongside each other. However, unlike the former, cyberbullying leaves a digital footprint, a record which may help to prevent the next bullying. Let's have a look at our survey. We conducted a survey for 204 university students in Taiwan and Japan to answer 3 research questions. The first research question is, has bullying become common in high school? What we learned from the survey is that even though the majority of people answered that they have never been bullied, about half of them said that they have seen bullying, and about 40% said that bullying has become common.
The second research question is, do you know any professional organization for cyberbullying? Most people knew about it, but about 40% thought it is unhelpful. The third research question is, what kind of effect does the cyberbullying have? Numerous respondents answered lose confidence in oneself, become emotionally unstable, and can't trust anyone. And to the question, how to solve bullying, as many as 15% of respondents answered they don't know. Trina and Mary will lead you to find out the insight for our next part.
First, we are going to discuss whether cyberbullying is common in high school.
The analysis shows extreme results to us.
In the first place, we think that the left column is related to the person's experiences. Many people were embarrassed about the problem that they have already faced. But in the right column, they are more likely to talk about others' experiences that made them answer the question honestly.
Oh, I see. That's why it caused different results.
Hey, do you know any counseling system to help the victims?
Yes, in Taiwan, most people know we have counseling system, but 57% of people think it's not helpful.
What makes it not helpful?
Accordingly, we found that the counseling system in Taiwan haven't been working well for most people. Besides, looking at its influence, we found various reasons. For example, people who were bullied by others started to lose confidence, so they are afraid of trusting others. They lack of faith on others.
We have designed a package of solution with the abbreviation of initial alphabet.
Intel, T means take steps. When we face a perpetrator, we need to be strong and fight against him.
So, Katrina, how can we fight back when we face those problems?
The questionnaire shows that we can talk directly to the perpetrator, whether we like this or not. Or, if we are strong enough, we can ignore the negative words in the situation.
And how can we strengthen ourselves?
For instance, when we face the victims, we need to help them become stronger mentally and help them to be more confident about themselves. We also can tell them to prevent any harm from SNS so that they will not be hurt easily. Besides, we need to take care of them and put ourselves into their shoes.
Intel, E means education. In our point A, we have to instruct students when they are young about how to use internet properly. For point B, it is suggested to use less internet and do not follow message blindly.
Intel, the first L means look for the assistance. If the perpetrator is too aggressive, we need to call the police, report to the teacher or parents, and ask for the professional counseling help.
The second L means law. By legal means, we can make the legal improvement to give punishment with different fines. The legislative constraints can be made to stop cyberbullying and to improve the social network services.
Let's move to the conclusion.
As the cases of cyberbullying have rapidly increased, we have made a questionnaire in which a total of 204 university students in Taiwan and Japan participated.
The questionnaire has shown that 40% of people believe that cyberbullying is common in high school, and nearly 60% think that professional counseling service cannot help much.
Besides, 15% don't know how to deal with cyberbullying, so we looked into the reasons and provided solutions.
The solution is our TELL, T-E-L-L.
Call us bullying out. Tell the world loud.
Thanks for your listening. Thank you for your question. The first question from the question is cyberbullying common in college life? And have you or your friend ever been through this? And our answer is no, we don't have any personal experience, but our friends have the experience before. When she was in college and she was attacked by the internet comments, so she was very upset and depressed. And she even had a thoughts of the committed suicide. And it's our answer.
Okay, thank you for asking. The second question is, do you have any resource in university which can help you when you are cyberbullied? Our answer is yes. And there is counselor in university, so we can contact them. Counselor in university. Counselor in university can accessible to student, but their working hours are limited, and we can consult them anonymously. Yes, this is our answer.
Thanks for asking, and I'm going to explain what does TEL really mean. And in TEL, the T means to take steps. We need to protect ourselves. When we face the victims, we need to help them become stronger mentally and tell them to be more confident about themselves. And for E, education. We need to tell the student how to use the internet in the right way, do not abuse it. And in L, the first L, look for assistance. Make sure everyone know the counseling system. And the second L, law. We need to have the effective way to stop the cyberbullying. And this is my answer. Thank you.
Yes.